Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm the RV Wingman. Today I'm going to ask for your help. Today's video is not going to be entertaining, but it is going to be filled with information. I ask for you to be patient and listen, especially if you believe that Camping World needs to be investigated. I'm not making any accusations. I'm not. But as I say, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And to me, there's a lot of stinky stuff going on at Camping World, and I believe it needs to be investigated. I am as close as I think I am, as close as I've ever been to getting the attention of a state attorney general's office to actually do an investigation. And if you will help me push this over the finish line, I will be eternally grateful, as will, I think, thousands of other people. And Camping World may come out, smelling like a rose. And then again, they might not, but I believe it's at least worth an investigation. So let me jump right into it. In the whatever happened to department, so to speak, I did a video. Back up a little bit. As I said, this is going to be a lot of information. I'm going to try to condense it so you can say, oh my gosh, I need to help. Several months ago, a viewer sends me a link to a video, and it was of a news story that a local investigative reporter had gone out and interviewed these people, and it was called So Many Lies, and it was the North Charleston, South Carolina Camping World store. And so, I watched the video, and I'm like, oh my God. And I see a couple of there, and I said, you know what? And I see a lawyer there. You know what? I need to follow up on this. So I did. I followed up. I interviewed the lawyer that was representing these people. And what he was telling me and what I was learning from the plaintiffs, if you will, Camping World was just dirty as could be. They just lied. And these people are left holding the bag. So I call these people. I do an interview with them. Couple loses everything after buying from Camping World. You may remember this. Look down the bottom left-hand corner, 612,000 views. I don't know why. I've talked to, done lots and lots of videos with people, but this just went viral. This couple lost everything, and they shared their story. Fast forward a little bit, a couple of months, and I get an email from a young man and a voicemail, and he was almost crying. Young voice. I contact him, and they too, from the same North Charleston Camping World location that these people say that they had been taken advantage of, he's telling me his story, and it's bad. Short story there. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to put a link up to all these videos in the description down below. Please bear with me. The story is this 21-year-old young man, some of us may call him a kid, but this young man and his wife wanted to purchase a camper. They didn't have any credit. They didn't have any bad credit, just didn't have any good credit. But you know what they had? They had a relationship with Camping World, and Camping World says, well, we can't loan you the money. But what if we get a cosigner? Nope, can't loan you the money. However, if you can find somebody else to loan you the money or borrow the money on your behalf, you can just make payments to them. And it took about 2/3 way through the interview until they said that to me. And I'm like, what? What? That don't sound right. And to me, it sounded like what's called a straw purchase. So what I did was I contacted the Department of Consumer Affairs in South Carolina, and I contacted the U.S. Bank. And U.S. Bank was the lender on this note. The note was made by a man, the grandfather of these kids, that's almost 90 years old. Almost 90 years old. Had no intention to ever stay in the RV, no intention to ever use it, or even step foot in it. But he signed a note in his name so other people could live in it. I looked up and I said, okay, I went to AI, went to chat, and I said, what is a straw purchase? Because just to me, it sounded bad. A straw purchase happens when someone buys something on behalf of another person who either can't legally buy it or doesn't want their name attached to the purchase. The straw buyer is the person who signs the paperwork and pretends they're the real purchaser, but the item is actually meant for someone else. We hear it all the time. A straw purchase of a firearm, right? Somebody that is not a criminal can go out and buy a firearm and go, here you go, that's illegal. And it's illegal to borrow money, I believe. So I contacted U.S. Bank, the ethics board, and I said, what's the deal here? Do you allow this kind of a loan? Because if you do, I think you out there, viewers all across the country, RV buyers would like to know, hey, so what if I got crappy credit? I'll just have somebody else sign for it, make the payments to them. Does this make sense? So this young 21-year-old couple, it could be 22, they're young. They are living in a destination trailer that grandpa, who's almost 90 years old, purchased. They don't have the loan papers. They couldn't get the loan papers, but they're making payments on it through the grandpa. So they didn't make a complaint. I basically had to file a complaint if I wanted to get any information. So I contacted the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs, which is the AG's office, and please stick with me. It turns out, and the reason why I think that this might get some, so you might get some legs, get some wings, if you will, and go somewhere, is because the Attorney General of South Carolina, a man named Alan Wilson, he spells his name the same way I do, Alan Wilson is running for governor. And if he could expose this, if it's illegal, what would that do for his campaign? I don't know. But if you don't help me get this point across, I'm going to give you a call to action here in a minute, it's just going to fall on deaf ears. Speaking of deaf ears, after I sent the complaint to the Division of Department of Consumer Affairs, I got a form letter back from South Carolina. Basically, it says it's closing my complaint. It's closing my complaint, and it attached the response that Camping World did. And basically what I said was, is this wrong? A straw purchase like this, is this legal? Is it not legal? And I cited the case. I've seen the papers. I saw this. This went in this 90-year-old man's name. I saw it. I've got it. And they said, thank you for contacting blah, blah, blah. It says the department attempts to assist consumers with complaints against businesses through voluntary mediation, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It cannot represent me. It cannot go forward with this because what happened was they contacted the people that I complained about, that I brought the complaint up about, the Camping World in North Charleston, South Carolina. This is how they responded. We've reached to the customer that this person, Alan Warren, is referencing and trying to speak on his behalf. Not true. I'm not trying to speak on behalf of these young people or the nearly 90-year-old grandpa. I'm speaking on behalf of me. I just want to know, is this legal? The customer clearly stated that he never made such complaints and that he bought a camper from our dealership and is completely happy with us and the transaction. He had no idea at all that someone was trying to file any kind of complaint. Case closed. Except, I don't go away easily. I don't. Call me not very smart. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I know I'm not very smart, but when I smell something, I'm like, something stinks around here. I got to find out what it is. You ever had an onion fall out of a hamburger in your car somewhere? You're like, man, I got to find that thing. That's the way this thing smells to me. I got to figure it out. So I contacted U.S. Bank again, and I contacted the Department of Consumer Affairs again, and this is what I asked. 3 simple questions. I want the answer to 3 simple questions. And again, I've got a call to action coming up. I want you to do something so you can help me find out, get some clarity. Not sure if I said this earlier. I believe in clarity and simplicity. Keep it simple. As I said, I'm not a very smart person. Keep it clear and simple. So I asked the Consumer Affairs Department, I said, does South Carolina law allow a licensed RV dealer to facilitate financing where the official borrower has no intent to ever use or occupy the RV? Yes? No. If the actual end users are not parties to the loan or title, but provide all the payments and occupy the RV, does the department consider this compliant with state consumer protection standards? Yes? No. But real simple. If such standards are not lawful, what remedies or enforcement mechanisms are available? I said I'm not making accusations against one party. My goal is to ensure the public receives accurate information about the boundaries of lawful dealer conduct in South Carolina. All I'm doing is asking questions. I haven't heard anything back. Why do you think that is? They need a nudge, folks. I believe they need a nudge. I think something stinks here. I think it's at least worth looking at. Hell, we pay these people salaries. We're not going to have a better opportunity to at least have them looked at. The state of Oregon AG's office fined Camping World millions of dollars. They had to return millions of dollars back to people that they took advantage of. But somebody at the AG's office had to pay attention. I think I need your help to get them to pay attention and answer the questions. Then I contacted U.S. Bank. I asked basically the same 3 questions. I said, for clarity, I respectfully request direct answers to the following. Does U.S. Bank consider it consistent with lending policies and federal law to approve loans for borrowers who never intended to use or occupy the collateral? Yes? No. Which one? When end users provide the down payment, make the monthly payments, and occupy the RV, but they're not parties to the loan or the title, does U.S. Bank view that structure as compliant? Yes? No. If such transactions are not acceptable, what remedies or protections exist for consumers who may find themselves in this position? Again, I said I am not making accusations, nor do I seek to sensationalize. And folks, I'm not trying to sensationalize it. I'm not. I'm trying to seek clarity, simplicity. Yes? No. I've been ghosted so far. Now, I believe, hopefully somebody at U.S. Bank, they go, oh my God, this guy's scratching up. Wound. Just answer the friggin' question. Inquiring minds want to know. Don't you want to know? Is this legal or not? I believe it's worthy of them at least looking at it, walking in and going, hey, how often do you do this, Camping World? Is this the only case that you've had somebody that had crappy credit or no credit in this case, where you just arranged a loan through your lender, Camping World? You helped arrange this loan and you knew it. Yes? No. It's pretty simple, at least it is to me. So that leads me to the call to action. I have crafted a couple of emails. And if you will click that QR code you see on the screen, I have got there, or find the link in the description down below. One is an email letter that you can send to U.S. Bank. The other one is to the Consumer Division of Consumer Affairs in South Carolina. Customize it. Put your name on it. It's simple. I have done all the work. I've got the email address of the person you need to send it to. I believe. Call me stupid. Come on, give me a break. But I believe this is the best opportunity I've seen in years. With the AG's office and the AG, the Attorney General of the state, wants to become governor of the great state of South Carolina. Wouldn't it be great if he put a head up on his wall, if there was something there, then he goes, hey, look what I did. I think so. And if you disagree, please say it down below. I know I'm a passionate guy, and I'm not always right, and I may be completely off base here. But I don't think so. I smell something that stinks. And when the news, the whatever it was, Live at 5, the investigative reporter has person after person who's been taken advantage of. When the local lawyer in Charleston, South Carolina goes, oh yeah, we get complaints all the time. 612,000 views with this couple that says they lost everything after they made their purchase through that location. Is it a bad location? Is it systemic throughout all 200 or whatever stores they've got? I don't know. I just know that if I just sit back and do nothing, just nothing to see here, Mr. Warren, we close the case. I can't live with myself. I can't do it. I owe it to everybody. I owe it to myself to find out, yes, no. Which one is it? So please click on that, grab your phone, shoot that QR code over here. It's going to be right towards the top. There's one that you can customize and send a note to U.S. Bank, one to the Department of Consumer Affairs in South Carolina. And help me. Help me to help the community. I'm not trying to sensationalize this, and I'm not trying to cause any trouble, but I am sick and tired of being contacted by people who literally cry their eyes out because they feel they've been financially taken advantage of. I'm going to leave it there. I have no idea how long I've been talking. I don't have any notes. I just kind of go from the gut. I've been going a long time. Again, today's video was meant to inform, to bring this up, to hopefully get you to say, it's worth at least them looking at. Can you spend 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, click on that link or scan the QR code and go to the letter, customize it, send it, the email address of the person there at the Department of Consumer Affairs. This is the ethics board at U.S. Bank that I've sent this letter to. The ethics, the head person. They said, nothing to see here. That was the initial response I got from them, by the way. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. I don't believe it. They didn't answer my questions. They just kind of, we choose to not make a comment. So hopefully your email to these people, along with my push, along with everybody, can just get a little bit of a push with the AG's office there in South Carolina. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me till now. Thank you for bearing with me every single time I have a video. I'm here because I believe that somebody needs to stand up for what is right. And if we're in the right and things are being done that are illegal, unethical, that the attorney general's the only person that's going to beat the law machine at Camping World, the only one, it's going to be a government agency. Don't you see this company, this mega Goliath of a company in the RV industry has got an army of lawyers. They are experts at wearing you out, wearing everybody out, making them go broke, making them sign non-disclosure agreements, making promises to, and they're not used to having anybody push back. The only person, the only agency that has enough kahunas to go after those people in Lincolnshire is a state's attorney general's office, like they did in Oregon. Let's please make South Carolina the next state that says, hey, that guy up on the wall, we put him there, or he put him there. He just got caught. Again, I'm not making accusations. I promise I'm not. I'm a reporter. I'm a member of the press. I'm doing an editorial here and a plea to get you to click that damn link down below, scan that QR code, and take a couple of minutes and fire it off. And I promise I will give you an update. Like I said, this is in the whatever happened to department. So I hope something positive happens. And if nothing happens, I'll let you know that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And Camping World, if you're watching this, I know you are, somebody. If you'd like to come on and explain this, I would love to ask you questions. I won't edit anything. We'll have just a conversation. I'll play the whole thing. You've always had an invitation to join me. I have questions, and I'd like to hear your answers. Maybe you can have an empty styrofoam cup. A lot of people know what I'm talking about while I'm talking with you. But contact me. I'm not trying to be a hero, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm trying to be the wingman, because that's what a good wingman does. Watches out for you. All right, thank you so much for watching. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you are with me, if you see this, if it smells bad to you. Y'all be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.